Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Lady D. This will be my video for the new moon or full moon that is happening on the 4th of June at 1:41 p.m. and I am joined here by one of my cats who's sleeping behind me as usual. She's usually there in most videos that I do. So this full moon that's happening in Sagittarius. So this is, I do feel quite positive about this full moon that's coming in. Sagittarius is one of my favorite star signs. It is a youthful star sign. It's risk-taking, but people who are Sagittarius, they are quite fun people. And they are about taking risks. They are good storytellers. They're the actors and actresses. So this could be bringing out more of an extrovert side to you with this full moon, and about perhaps maybe in releasing, or there's things that come to a close, but you might be feeling a bit more social, more positive, more going out. There will be, there is a slight angle with Saturn with this full moon that's coming in, but I feel like when that can create issues and problems, but I feel like it's more about spiritual things that are coming up here, in where people are thinking, and even perhaps even like sort of drugs and things like that maybe coming up with that, because it is in Pisces. But we've got Jupiter. There's a slight aspect with Jupiter too. But I feel quite positive about this full moon aspect that's coming in here. I do feel like it's about working together with people. It is about being humble as well. And I feel like it's also about not holding back and taking risks and moving forward with things. I feel like it's about unity, people coming together. You might even be feeling more youthful or more pretty, or maybe get more dressed up during this time as well. It could be a time to go, you're going out traveling or planning a trip too with this. And it's like more wanting to be more social as well. So I do feel like this is going to be a really good positive full moon that's kind of come in here. We also have a big week with planets as well. We do have on the 6th, and this will only last a couple of days, we have the Pluto and Venus opposition. So they'll be opposites. So with this can be about a big change. Pluto is, as call it, death and transformation. It's like the phoenix, so it's a lot of change that's coming in here, but rebirth and starting again. And Venus is about relationships, also about money and finances. Venus will be moving into Leo as well. So with this could be about your pride, or could be a big change in sort of finances or relationships and things, sorting it out. But there could be a thing about who's being right, who's being wrong. There could be a sense of renewing relationships, or wanting to start again perhaps, or wanting to break free and starting with someone else. There could be a big transformation here happening with relationships. This energy is probably only going to last a couple of days. So it might be that tensions are quite high in terms of finances and relationships around your own private life, or even around the world. But yeah, this is something that will only last a few days. We'll also have Pluto moving back into Capricorn as well this week. So this is going to be back in terms of Pluto trying to finish its job in terms of the banking system, the governments, probably more anarchy, probably more chaos stuff is going to be coming up with that, moving back into that before it comes back into Aquarius, back in Capricorn again, and Aquarius again next year. We've also got, I feel this might be a positive transit. We have Mercury is going to conjunct Uranus here. So with this can bring about unexpected thoughts, thought patterns or thoughts coming into our head. We've also got unexpected communications. You might hear from someone out of the blue that you didn't expect to hear from. There could be a lot of, you might just around the world, you might hear unexpected things happening around the world as well with that. This could be, and probably when the world is going to be more to do with our with money and finances. It even could be to be luxury things as well. We've also got happening the 3rd. We've got Venus, which is going to try Neptune. Again, this will be something that happens like a few days. With this transit, it is going to be about seeing clearly with relationships, or people who are a bit maybe delusional, who don't see things happening the way they are. but it's like you can see more clearly or call people's BS perhaps too. And then the Venus moving into Leo, I just feel like this is going to be all about pride. We are coming into retrograde in Leo next month, so we are gearing up for that. But Venus in Leo, I feel like it is going to be about pride. We're looking at Leos, we're looking at, they have a lot of pride in themselves. They don't want to bruise the ego. We already have Mars in this sign as well. They are going to probably get close. I don't think they'll meet up. I don't think they actually meet up, but I could be wrong. But I don't think they do. This is going to be a lot of things about egos. It's going to be about creativity. It could be about starting new relationships, bringing your passions out, and what you truly want in your life. Being more social, but also could bring up the things of ego. What I want, I am right. Or greed as well, like I want to do this, and maybe more freely with your money. And people are taking these risks in terms of gambling, or more risk taking with their finances too, with Venus being in Leo. I find that Leos will take risks with money. I always find Leos, not all Leos, but I do find a lot of Leos like to gamble. So this could be more for people like to gamble or taking a risk on finances. But people probably think, oh, they're wanting the best of things and maybe splurging out on what they want and maybe can't afford what they want. And in relationships, it could be about people wanting to be the alpha or the more important person here, or getting what they want, or having a very passionate relationship that's coming up here because it's fire. Fire is passion. The fire burns. So we've got, and then we've got the Venus, which is the more feminine, and then we've got Mars. And also you're probably going to find that not a lot of leeway is going to be coming in relationships, give and take here, because Leo is a fixed sign. It's stubborn. It doesn't want to change. Once its mind's made up, that is it. So you're probably going to find that once your mind's made up, or whatever you're feeling with relationships, you're not going to change. So it's going to be bringing up these things. It could also bring up a little bit being more motivated as well. So that's what's coming up with this. But I feel really good. I feel excited about this full moon energy. I just, even though it's got the aspect with Saturn, I just feel like quite positive, and I do feel like quite that it's going to bring up some sort of excitement or good energy that's coming up. I already sort of starting to feel it now. So let's do some cards of this full moon to see what else is coming up here. Okay, I'm going to use these cards. Okay, let's have a look. A bit stuck. Let's see. Okay, let's have a look. I just feel like this full moon is going to bring a lot of excitement coming in. It's going to be, I feel like, patience. That's also the key to this as well. I do know today and Friday we do have Mercury. The moon actually is in Scorpio today. On Friday, I'm filming this on Friday. And with that being moon in Scorpio and it's opposing the Uranus and the Mercury, this might be bringing up some... with emotions like tit for tat emotions, the emotions that are running more like if someone's annoying you, that you're going to stick to your guns and be like, no, like they can wait. I feel like it's sort of going to come in like you're sort of your emotions are really going to rule things to do with people and communication here, and might be a bit spiteful as well with that. So sometimes the moon doesn't really affect me that much, but a lot of people it does. There's a sense of wanting to be the boss with this full moon that's coming up. I feel like you're wanting to be the boss. You are wanting things to be a boss from around you. I do feel like, especially with the other transits that are coming in, we probably are going to see a lot of government and events on the world stage. I said to someone the other week that I feel like that it was Monday, that it's like all the governments are playing chess and everyone's putting their chess pieces out on the board and doing their gameplay. That's what I kind of feel like it's happening here around the world. Okay. There could be an element of sneakiness coming up here, but I feel like it's like, be careful of temptation. I feel like people wanting to go out, the business is being social, but with this Venus that is going to make its way into this Leo energy, it's like, be careful of like, yeah, he looks very charming, but he's got horns on his head, so it's about like the devil here. So, you know, it's like a risk here, roll the dice, but also having fun. As I said, travel plans may be coming up here too with this full moon, like where to go, being sure of yourself, being organized is going to come up as well. And I feel like a lot of positive things around the home is going to come up. I feel like people may be more social when it comes to the home, being more togetherness. There is a sense of being rewarded. There's of you know, looking at what we're getting and what we want, and we're really reaching out for that. We're also taking the time to smell the air, but there's a lot of reward and celebration that's coming up here in the cards. And I feel like there is a sense of letting go as well when things haven't worked out. We need to know when to walk away. But it's also about following your dreams, following your inspirations. It's like also being quite sure of yourself. It's coming up too. People being quite sure of yourself. And there is an aspect of being brave. So I feel like this week too, it's about taking risks. It is about starting something new. If you've got a new idea, I feel like this is the week that, you know, of taking a certain risk is going to be coming in to do that. And I feel like it is about being more extroverted this week. I feel like people who are more introverted are probably much more struggle this week, because this is a boost of energy to be more outgoing, being more social, but also being very humble, not having too much ego. And that's going to be a struggle when we get into the middle of the week, especially with Venus moving into Leo. This is when people's egos are going to take over. But before them, with this new moon energy, it is about being extroverted, but having more fun and concentrating more positive and having a more positive belief system, I feel too, not being negative. But there's also an aspect of people being sneaky. You might find governments or certain things being more sneaky here too. And also feel like it's going to be about living things without regret, or doing things without regret and not regretting things, and knowing that things happen for a reason. It's like with travel, though, I feel like travel plans, but like you missed the boat or you missed the travel plans, or I feel like whatever you're missing is going to come back around again. So I feel like don't get too upset, because you'll have an opportunity, it will come back around again. So I do feel like there is a lot of change in how you are. If you're someone that's feeling quite stubborn, someone who's like feels like that's it, this is my way, all goes. I feel like for people like you, there's a change for you. There's a change. You're going to be more, I feel like, more softer. There's things blossoming around you. That's where the things are going to blossom around you, because you're changing your thoughts, or you're going to change your opinion. There's something about you swaying here, or there's a change that's going to happen with you too. Okay. But I just feel like most of these cards is indicating to me that it's going to be, it's abundance, but it's social, it's having fun. It's not caring what people think. It's being comfortable in your own skin as well. You are someone that's individual, being comfortable that you are different. This is not a week where you want to be copying other people as well. And I just feel like this unexpected communication that's going to come in too. It's going to be, I feel like it'll be a surprise. So on the world stage, you might hear there'll be something unexpected. I dare say to do with some sort of finances that's going to come in here. I dare say it's going to finances, since that's been on the cards the last week, to do with America. Sent made an agreement, but we just don't know what's going to happen here. Anything else that I can see in the cards? It also could be also about bowing down to someone too. So you might have to, like, if someone's not budging, you might have to sort of take a step back, or said like flexibility. So this is, you know, it is about mutable and flexible as well, that I do feel. If you're someone who's quite stubborn, there's a change for you, but you're going to have to adjust to things this week too. And I feel like there's a bit of caution, but yes, especially with this Venus opposing Pluto, there is this thing here of facing fears to do with relationships. And when you take a gamble and take a risk, sometimes it will pay off for you. So that's something to also remember as well. Okay, so I'm going to do a channel too. It's coming up here. Also, I feel like people are survivors. So people like, I'm hearing this on survivor, that's your survivor. So I do feel like that surviving or being a survivor is going to be really important for you for this full moon and this week coming up ahead. Like if you're surviving things. Okay, let's see what else I can get for you. This full moon in Sagittarius is going to be a beautiful bright moon. You'll see a pink color and a pink tinge on the moon, and it will be fulfilling people with happiness and upliftment. Well, this is an exciting time of the year with this moon that's finally full and finally opening up people's hearts and people's energies. You're all going to find a different way of living and expressing yourself, for it's a time where belief systems are going to come into power and you're going to have strong beliefs in what you believe in. For other people won't believe in the same thing as you, and that will be completely fine, but you'll learn how to adjust and be on the same page even though you think differently. There's going to be unexpected expectations coming up with news and events around the world. Be prepared for the unexpected, and what you think is going to happen may not happen just yet. For the world and the countries around the world are all expanding and their military and going further, but they are all hesitating and pressing the button. For the button will be pressed, but not quite yet. Just enjoy the energy that's fulfillment of being more social and being encouraging and hopeful and preparing for your dreams, preparing for your hopes and going forward where that is going to be. Do not take big risks. If you can't afford something, do not put money on it down just yet. You need to wait and be patient. That is the key. Wait and be patient. Live in the moment. Live in the energy and the fulfillment. Okay, let's do some cards. Okay, I'm going to do Disney cards. 4 cards. Let's have a look. So look here. 4 cards. 1, 2. Okay. So card number 1, which is this card here. This card is very brave. I feel like we're looking at from Tangled, Sleeping Beauty, not Sleeping Beauty, the girl with the long hair, which I forget, Rapunzel. Okay, so she had a lot of courage. So it's about courage this week and taking risks and going for what you want, and people trying to pull the wool over your eyes this week, and you're not going to fall for that. You're going to be more smart, and what makes sense is going to, be moving forward. The lady that kept her trapped in the tower tried to pull the wool over her eyes and lied to her. So and then she started to see through those lies. So this week you're starting to see through people's lies. You're going to call BS on what they say, but you're taking that risk to actually do what you want. She took that risk. She stepped out of the tower and she went on to find her parents and to where she was from. So that's what this week's for you about. It's about things opening up. And I also feel like it's also about believing in yourself too. Okay, when we've got card number 2, this card here. This card I feel like it's a bit of a silliness, like you're mucking around, you're just spending time with children and being near them and having fun. You're not taking yourself too seriously. There's also a sense of the halo. So I feel like with the halo, you're looking at messages from spirit, or your energy around you is quite bright. But I feel like there's some sort of like you're doing what you like doing, you're being very creative, and that is bringing out a lot of creative energies into you. But I feel like there's a lot of spiritual aspects from getting downloads while you are being creative as well. But I feel like you're not taking yourself too seriously this week with this card. Card number 3, which is this card here. This card is Esmeralda. So with this card, I feel like it is about the individual, being individual, and not being scared of being with friends. Like if you're with someone that no one else sort of likes, but you don't care, embracing yourself, embracing your individual personality. Also, I feel like there could be someone trying to manipulate you or trying to change your mind, but you have a choice of maybe 2 people, 2 on either sides. but I feel like you're doing what you're following your heart this week with this card. You're following your heart. And then card number 4, just this card here. Whenever I see this card, I feel like it's about showing courage and knowing that you're worthy and that you're worth something. It's like he was trying to find a sword, and he was the only one that could take the sword out of the stone because he was worthy. So I feel like it's about feeling worthy and knowing what your self-worth is and what you are worth. And there is unexpected events coming up for you. He didn't expect to pull that sword of the stone, so there's unexpected events coming up into your life here. I also feel like not being a sore loser. Like, don't be a sore loser this week too. Just take things in your stride this week as well, with that card. So yes, in a couple of weeks time I will be in Canberra for the Boho Deluxe market in Canberra. So if you are in Canberra, you can get a reading off me. So it will be $60 for 15 minutes or $100 for the half an hour. That's on the 24th and 25th of June, so it's a few weeks off yet. Please know that my prices I have put up from June, so now my prices are for half an hour $80 Australian, for the 45 minutes 120 Australian, and then for the hour will be 140 Australian as well. And I am doing the horoscopes in the middle of editing them. I've just been very tired this week, and I just still haven't sort of fully recovered from the week ahead, and I also got an ear infection as well, so I was just a bit down. Just my energy just down, but it's okay. But I am in the middle of editing them, and then I can get them to upload, which I'm hoping to do over today and tomorrow, so to Friday and Saturday. Okay, thank you for your likes, shares and your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.